Here we go, class 6 video. In class 6, we're continuing to work on our conversions. There'll be one sheet to be handed in, and then it's time for quiz 2. Yay! Quiz 2 is on conversions. It's a real short quiz. It's only 12 questions, so don't panic right away. And again, I'm counting on you to do your own work on those quizzes. I know you can do it. So let's just review how some of these conversion questions can be thrown at you. So number 1 here, convert the following inches and decimal to inches and fractions, 16. So we have 8.23 inches. So we know we have 8 inches. That's not going to change. So we know this. We're taking our decimal, timesing it by 16. And we get 3.68. So after the decimal here, we have to round that number up. It becomes 4 over 16, which reduces to a quarter. So we end up with 8.25 inches. It's done. Next question, convert the following inches in decimal to feet, inches, and fraction. So we need 3 things, feet, inches, fraction. Okay, so step 1, I always start, I get that decimal to a fraction, 0.81 times 16. And that gives us 12.96, so that's going to round up to 13/16. Step 1, we got the fraction. Step 2, we have to get inches to feet. So we take 51 and we divide it by 12. And we get this number here. And this is where we forget that number after the decimal. We know we have 4 feet. Done. Write it down. Step 3, we got to figure out how many inches we have in that 4 feet. So we take our feet, we times it by 12. It gives us 48 inches. Step number 4, we got to figure out how many inches we have left over. So we had 51 inches. Our 4 feet uses up 48 of those inches, so there's 3 inches left over. Final answer, 4 feet, 3 and 13/16. Right, you're looking at a set of blueprints. This is what is thrown at you. You're going to get it to your tape measure. Okay, what's our next one here? Convert the following feet in decimal parts of a foot to feet, inches, and fraction to a 16th. This is sort of wordy here, but convert the following feet in decimal parts of a foot. That's what that number is, 7.81 feet. And we want to convert it to 3 things, feet, inches, fraction. Now in this one, we know we have 7 feet, so that is done. We're just going to put our 7 feet right here. Then, this number here is still in feet, right? So we have our step 1 here is we're taking our decimal in feet, timesing it by 12, because we're going feet to inches. 9.72 inches. We know we have 9 inches, and then we know how to get this decimal to a 16. 0.72 times 16 gives us 11.52, so we would round that up to 12 over 16, which would reduce to 3/4. So we end up with 7 feet, 9 3/4. Right? Some of the work's already done for you, so remember when you have one like this, that 7 feet's already done for you. Okay, now there is another way to do this one, which is a bit longer, but if this is the way you like to work, right? Or, step 1, we could make everything inches. We could take the whole 7.81, times it by 12, we would get 93.72 inches. Our second step there is we would get that decimal to a fraction, 3/4. Step 3, going to be very similar. We're taking our 93 inches, dividing it by 12. We're going inches to feet. We get 7.75. And remember, we just want to look at that 7. We know we have 7 feet, right? Step 4, figure out how many inches 7 feet is. 7 times 12, 84 inches. We had 93 inches, minus 84. We get 9 inches, so we end up at the same place, 7 feet, 9 3/4. Whatever way works for you, works for me. This way is a little bit more work, but if that's easier for you to do, keep her going. And the last one here, convert the following fraction to decimal, 2 decimal places. So we have 4 9/16, so that 4, going to stay the same. Fraction to decimal, 9 divided by 16, and here's our number. We want 2 numbers after the decimal, 1, 2. Third number, less than 5, so it stays at 0.56. Our final answer, 4.56. So, here's a hint for your quiz coming up. Those 4 questions is how it's going to be thrown at you. So you definitely want to make sure you can do each one of these types of questions. Good luck, I know you will all do well.